You're too late? The tower connects the underworld. The tower connects the underworld to the overworld. Rubicant has already taken the crystals to the surface. Welcome back, everybody. I don't remember the voice I was doing. The dwarves will be annihilated with my cannons. Victory is mine. See, I remembered the last bit. Wow, you went boom. The dwarves are in danger. Yeah? We have got to stop the cannons. What are we waiting for? Let's go! Apparently that. Welcome back, everybody. It's some kind of warp system. It looks like it's of no use to us. So basically, it's just looking at the globe that was right there. And I'm just going to point this out right here now. If I sound a little different, it's because I'm trying out a new microphone. A little bit more of a professional microphone that I was able to get for a good deal. So if it sounds different, please let me know in the comments below. Like, different in a bad way, different in a good way. I'm always happy to hear you guys' feedback. But yeah, welcome back. So we just barely took care of Dr. Lugay and Barnabas. And it's actually been a couple of weeks since I actually did a recording. So yeah, I was trying to get more hardware in here and trying to fix a lot of the studio issues that I've been having. So with that, we got the Lugay key, and it just so happens that the guns of the Tower of Babel are aimed at the Dwarven Castle. So we can't have any of that nonsense, now can we? So obviously the Lugay key probably leads to wherever the cannons are, which I have a feeling we've already come across. Now, if people could just stop attacking, that'd be awesome. Alright, so this is the actual room. It's locked. Gee, I wonder if the Lugay key will work. It's been unlocked. Tower of Babel cannons. Killing dwarves is fun. You cowards! How'd you get in here? Kill them! Alright, so we have an encounter with 3 goblin captains. Somehow I have a feeling these will not be a challenge. Yep, I was right. Destroy the controls! Nothing can stop the cannons now. What? Damn it! Jan! What are you doing? Leave this to me. Go! Get out of here! No! It's going to explode! Go now! Super Saiyan Punch! Yang! Cecil, everyone, I thank you. I have enjoyed the traveling with you all. Open the door! Yang! Please don't do this! Tell my wife I will always be with her. Yang! Farewell! Yang! And yet another death. No. He was just so racially charged. No, I'm kidding. The door's broken. So yeah, you can't go in to say your last goodbyes to Yang. He is gone. All we can do at this point is get out of the tower and make sure that the dwarves are okay. Now, here, one of the beefs that I would have with this game is I really do think that we should have kept that somber music until we got out. Not until we got into the next floor. Just because this is a party member we just lost, and one that's been with us for a while, and it just seems so weird, so jarring to go right into regular music again after such a loss. And so it's a little disappointing that that happened. But now our goal is clear. We need to get out of the Tower of Babel and get back to the dwarves so that they know the cannons are aimed on them. Hopefully the cannons didn't fire, but we don't know that. And so while we're making our way down, Drak's been a good boy, and he's actually gotten a lot of game playing done. So we're just kind of go down the list. I basically devoted a lot more time to certain games. Oh, and we're done. You never cease to amuse me. Golbez! When the cat is away, the mice will play. But the game ends now. Oh, crap! Crap! And Sid to the rescue! Whew, don't get closer than that. Sid! I mean, Dad! Where's Yang? We've lost another good man. And who's she? Rydia. She's a summoner from Mist. Damn, they're still on to me. This is dogfighting to Final Fantasy IV. It's like, I think they have a problem. Can we lose them? I don't know. They're definitely upgraded the Red Wings. And so basically we're just flying around the underground, because that's what we do. They're catching up! Come on, baby, you can do it! Push it to the limit. Ah, the engine's not gonna last. Cecil, take over! But I can't drive. Sid! I mean, Dad! Where are you going? Once we reach the surface, I'm gonna seal the entrance with this bomb! That's a little reckless. We just got here. Wait! Man! I really wanted to see the cute kids you and Cecil would have together. Because I'm your dad and all. But I can't let Yang go all alone into the afterlife. Go back to Baron and my crew will help you. No, there has to be another way! Sid, please don't! That's Uncle Sid to you, little lady. Don't you cry for me. Remember, head for Baron immediately. Geronimo! Now this is what I call going out with a bang. Well, this presents a problem though, Sid. That's where we're supposed to progress. Oops. Sid, I mean Dad, why? Why does everyone choose death so quickly? Let's head to Baron. Alright, so if you remember, Sid left us instructions, strict instructions, head to Baron and meet with his crew. They will be able to help us with the Enterprise. Not sure how, but we'll find out now. Hello, Cecil. The boss ordered us to attach this hook to the Enterprise. It won't take long. Hook? What are we supposed to do? Go fishing? Okay, I actually will admit, I love these sequences, because this is basically the equivalent of, yeah, we're upgrading the ship. The camera's shaking a little bit, and we're moving around. This is, like, the closest to, what's the word I'm like, theatrics that Final Fantasy got to for a long, long time, until they can actually do a 3-dimension space. So this is actually supposed to be like a montage scene of upgrading the airship. And this actually happens a couple of times. It's done! You can now hoist and carry the hovercraft. Okay. Just fly the Enterprise right over... Okay, so that's basically a tutorial for it. With both vehicles, you can pretty much go pretty much anywhere now. Even the Cave of Eblin by the Tower of Babel. This is actually a part of the overworld we haven't seen. About Sid. He's impossible, yes we know, but with all that crazy energy, I can't imagine he'll ever check out. He just did. Please babysit him a while longer. Babysit him? I could have sworn he was babysitting us, given his age. Alright, now that we've gotten that, let's go ahead and grab the hovercraft. So like I said, Eblin is pretty much the only area of the overworld we haven't seen. And for good reason, because like they were saying in the Tower of Babel goes all the way up out of the underworld and into the overworld. And we haven't seen that. So now we're actually going to surf around and see if we can find Eblin. But Eblin's kind of hard to find in this new map. I had some difficulty. So while we are looking for it, maybe we can get into some games. I don't know. Yeah, we might be in for this for a while. So just to kind of go over one little thing, I actually beat Lego Marvel Superheroes, and I'm very happy that I did. It's not my most favorite Lego game in a while. That would probably belong to the Harry Potter games, but I'll admit, the story was kooky enough that I enjoyed it. Oh, and here we go. I guess I'll get into that a little bit later. So this is the Kingdom of Eblin, that is right beneath the Tower of Babel. And it's seen better days. So yeah, it looks like Golbez's forces have taken care of Eblin. Which, if you remember from the last part, Rubicant was actually getting ready to go and do. So, unfortunately, they have been taken out, and they were actually kind of a potent army to be able to work with. This is actually supposed to be a kingdom of ninjas, and we'll see that in a little bit. I'm not really spoiling anything. Obviously, you can kind of tell with the secrets and stuff like that. It really is kind of a castle for ninjas. And so at this point, we can pretty much assume that they are gone. Crying shame, too, because we probably could have used a ninja in our group. And this is kind of the frustrating part of Eblin, is trying to get all the chests, mainly because it's very secretive. So this is probably going to take a while. Let's actually get... So back into Lego Marvel Superheroes. I finished the story up, got to see Lego Galactus, which was absolutely awesome. Loved it. Especially the fact that, like, they actually had him making om-nom sounds. So there were points where he, like, tried to suck you in, and it's like, nom, nom, nom. You will be Galactus's next meal. Nom, 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 nom. Tastes good. I thought that was just a wonderful touch to the Galactus character in Lego. Overall, like I said, it's not my most favorite Lego title that has come out. I would probably hand that over to the first 4 years of Lego Harry Potter, but it was still pretty good for an HD title, and actually a really good entry into Marvel for them, especially what they had learned with Lego Batman's 1 and 2. So I enjoyed it. I would recommend it wholeheartedly to any Lego fans out there, especially for some of the kookiness of it, which anybody would love from Lego games. Wow, and that just one-shot Kane. Doing Christmas, man. And Rydia's almost dead. Jeez. So, yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, some specific stuff that happened. Oh, one thing I will compliment them for is just the Lego equivalent of Magneto, because where I was at, I was actually getting ready to go to Asteroid M. And the Lego equivalent of Magneto is just gold. Oh my gosh, he's hilarious. I still love the whole scene where he takes control of the Statue of Liberty, and in order to get rid of the heroes, he actually decides, I guess I gotta take off her head. He's like, and Dolph with a head, and he actually like does the motion while the Lego Statue of Liberty is doing it. And even to complement that, we even had, like, later on the Avengers fixing the Statue of Liberty. I also just really appreciated that they tried to stay in continuity with the Avengers, where you had Loki as kind of the main villain, even though they kind of hinted at Lego Doctor Doom being that. Eventually, Loki goes turncoat and turns on Doctor Doom, and that was totally worth it to watch. And I think the main reason they did that was because Loki at that point was very, very popular, and he was the villain of the first Avengers, even though you could technically argue that it was Thanos. At least Thanos' army. So I appreciated that. And again, I wholeheartedly agree with the putting Clark Gregg into the game as Lego Agent Coulson. That character's really beginning to grow on me. So I love the fact that he's kind of the tutorial character. Like, when you're trying to figure something out, it's usually him, like, coming in on your intercom. He's like, this may require some extra muscle power, or something like that. That was a really good use, as far as I'm concerned, of Clark Gregg, and especially since I don't think we'll see him in Avengers 2, given they have his own plot line set up for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So overall, I recommend it to people. People have actually been asking what I'm going to next. I'm actually going to be dipping back into the Spyro series. For Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, which a lot of Spyro fans who wanted me to play but were disappointed that I didn't like the first game told me I would probably start liking the series from that point on. So I don't want to jump the gun here. We'll see if you guys are right. Right now, I'm kind of pessimistic on it, but here's hoping I have good things to say. So yeah, hopefully next time you will hear more on Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Going into the next game, and this is probably going to take a little bit more time, I was able to go back into Batman Arkham Origins. And I've got some good and I've got some bad to say on that. Where I'm at in the story is I just barely got out of Gotham City PD, and I was trying to hook up the back computer to the National Criminal Database so I could look up the assassins that are now after Batman, the one-year-old Batman, basically. And I was able to do that, and then I found out that ultimately the Black Mask that I have been facing off with this entire time was actually a younger version of the Joker. And I was disappointed by that, because that pretty much tells me that I can't remember who it isn't Rocksteady that did Origins, but the team that took charge had basically made the assumption that this could not go past Joker. The series could not do more than that. And I disagree. You had a potentially really good villain in Black Mask, and then you just decide, nah, we're not really going to do anything with him. You're just going to bring the Joker back in. Especially since the Joker is pretty much doing his best Mark Hamill impression. I tried to look up who it was, because it sounded like Mark Hamill's cackle until he talked, and then it sounded like somebody else. So I was disappointed by that, especially since we had such a big entrance on these assassins, and then we find out that ultimately the Joker was the one that hired them. That just seems out of character. I don't see why Joker would hire somebody out to do something he would do himself. maybe that's just me. But it also it detracts from the other villains. I'm kind of glad that they got Deathstroke out of the way now, because I kind of halfway feel like he would be wasted after the Joker reveal. It wouldn't seem as harsh. The fact that we didn't know a whole lot about Black Mask, but he was high enough in the villain food chain to hire Deathstroke, was a really big reveal, and actually kind of added to his character to me. And I just kind of sat there and went, well, why would Joker hire Deathstroke? That makes no sense. Anyway, I'm kind of derailing on that one. I just don't like the idea that you had to go to Joker when you had something completely going well for Black Mask. Now, people might have noticed we did a little bit of a transition. I did a little bit of grinding, and this is actually our next destination. Why we had to upgrade the airship is going into Cave Eblin, so that we can progress the story even further. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but so right now we are in Cave Eblin, which hopefully will have a way into the Tower of Babel, since it's kind of connected to the mountain range, but we don't know. Once again, we're kind of in the stereotypical cave level. I'm probably going to leave it at that with Batman, because there is more to talk about, and I want to give it its own episode in time. But, oh man, they missed an opportunity with casting the Joker again as the villain. I'm not saying I don't like the Joker. I'm just saying the Joker's done a lot these days, and it just feels like they did the Joker because the Joker. When we already had a good build-up to another villain. I mean, it's like Arkham City. One of the problems that I had with that was you did all this Ra's al Ghul build-up, but then you still had that kind of side story with the Joker's infected blood and all that, so that kind of stole a lot of the scenery from Ra's, which disappointed me. Now, people might notice I actually lied a little bit. So, there are survivors of Eblin. They actually built these caves. And this is actually where I did my level grinding, because you can see there's an inn here, there's an item store. So there are survivors, including a surviving member of royalty from the Kingdom of Eblin. That's interesting, because I just told you guys it's kind of a ninja culture, which makes sense. But royalty, I wonder what kind of a character we'll get from that. And unfortunately, I couldn't get cottages here, and I don't know why, but I couldn't. But there are new weapons and armors, so we're going to check these out. There is an Ice Lance, and nope, nothing to upgrade, except you can notice that we have kunai and boomerangs now as weapons. I wonder what that means. And it turns out that this power staff is actually... Wow, I'm a Power Rangers fan, and that just didn't sound right at all. So we're going to upgrade this power staff, from the Blue Ranger. And then we have ice armor and black robes, obviously, because this is a ninja kingdom. Black robes make sense. Okay, so now that we've hit this outpost, there's actually more to Cave Eblin from here. But before we do that, we're actually going to go talk to the Chamberlain of Eblin. I'm an advisor to the throne of Eblin. Our prince may not be diplomatic, but he is a good man. He went to the Tower of Babel to avenge his parents. Great. That means we gotta go save him now. So we know that there's a living prince. Not so much about the parents. Well, this is not a good sign. Oh, and look, dead guard. The prince went alone. Really? He did? Oh my gosh. It was not the smartest move for you to make there, Princey Poo. Now, people who know the character will say, well, but it makes sense. You guys will find out in due course. It's just Yeah, like, when you're doing this for the first time, it's like, okay, that's brave and good on you, but that was also an idiot and foolhardy thing to do also. And I don't get why you did it. And so, yeah, the prince has earned the title of Princey Poo, at least for the moment. And this is just me trying to find... I'm trying to find all the secrets of Cave Eblin because it's just like the castle. And I want to make sure that I get every stinking chest out of it. Because, you know, we don't want to miss out on the loots. And of course, attacked every 4th step. Man, random encounters when I'm recording. You guys have no idea. It's driving me nuts. All right, and in the meantime, though, we're actually going to go ahead and do this next week. So when we get back next week, we will be going further into Cave Eblin, and hopefully we'll be coming across this really idiot of a Princey Poo.